The last passenger. Oliver was exhausted. His shift at the bar had stretched on far longer than expected, and now at nearly 2 a.m., he found himself stepping onto the last train home. The station was eerily silent, except for the occasional flickering of the overhead lights and the distant hum of a vending machine. The train doors slid open with a mechanical hiss. He stepped inside and looked around. The carriage was nearly empty, except for one person. At the far end of the carriage, a woman sat perfectly still. She was dressed in a long black coat, her dark hair falling over her face, obscuring her features. She didn't move as Oliver entered, didn't acknowledge his presence. Something about her unsettled him immediately. Still, he told himself it was just exhaustion playing tricks on him. With a sigh, he took a seat a few rows away, resting his head against the window. The train lurched forward, and the city outside blurred into streaks of yellow and black. The rhythmic clatter of the tracks should have been comforting, but Oliver couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Minutes passed. He glanced toward the woman. She hadn't moved. Not an inch. No shifting, no blinking, no subtle rise and fall of breath. Oliver swallowed hard. Trying to distract himself, he pulled out his phone. Dead battery. Great. He sighed and leaned back, closing his eyes for a moment. When he opened them, the woman was closer. Not dramatically, just a single row ahead. But he hadn't heard her move. A chill crept up his spine. His eyes flicked to the security camera screen above, which displayed a live feed of the train car. His breath hitched. The screen showed only one person. Him. His stomach dropped. He snapped his head toward the woman. She was still there. She had to be. He could see her. But the camera showed an empty train. A glitch. It had to be. His fingers gripped the seat. His pulse pounded in his ears. He forced himself to look away, convincing himself he was overreacting. The train rattled on. The lights overhead flickered for a brief moment. When they steadied, the woman was sitting right in front of him. Her face was pale, lips cracked into an unnatural, almost amused smile. Oliver's throat went dry, his body locked up in fear. The woman slowly lifted her head, revealing hollow, sunken eyes. Eyes that were impossibly black. The train lights flickered again, and in that brief moment of darkness, a whisper slithered into his ear. "You took my seat." The lights flickered back on. The woman was gone. Oliver gasped, his body shaking. He jumped up, scanning the empty carriage. His reflection in the window stared back at him, wide-eyed, his face pale with terror. The train doors opened at the next station. Without thinking, Oliver bolted out, stumbling onto the platform. The train remained at the station for a moment before the doors slid shut. And just as it pulled away, Oliver saw her, through the window, standing where he had just been, smiling, watching, waiting. From that night on, Oliver never took the last train home again, but sometimes when he walked past the station at night, he swore he could see her, standing on the empty platform, watching him, smiling. Did that leave you shocked? Want an even darker twist?